Episode 2, The Blessing of the Fleet, Sock and All. In our last episode, The Whole Truth, seeing the hull cleaned by a scuba diver from the eye of his underwater camera, especially at the propeller, was pretty fascinating. Wouldn't you agree? Now welcome to Episode 2, The Blessing of the Fleet, Sock and All. Rituals are solemn ceremonies, traditions that bring community together under one allegiance. Religions, of course, are built on Sunday services, baptisms, bas and bar mitzvahs, and quinceañera, or coming-of-age celebrations, not to forget our joyful weddings and solemn funerals. Oftentimes they represent a secret passage from one place into another, unlocking a trap door, spiraling into the fourth dimension, via a portal, threshold. Even when opening a wardrobe, you might discover another world. Thank you, C.S. Lewis. This passage, one giant leap from one status into another, opens a new beginning, or sets of beginnings, landscapes, and oftentimes a dynamic, new, colorful panorama. So here we are, winter to spring. Long winter cold nights into cooler spring days. The ice begins to melt. Streams are suddenly full with the attentive sounds of rippling and gurgling. The sun seems to peek out of its shadow behind the gradient clouds. The bluish of sky hues begin to startle. The bay, once frozen at its bank, now laps against the shoreline as nature rubs its tired eyes and awakens. Time to alter, transform. Time for nature to take a big breath and stretch out its limbs and greet bright livery. We hear you. We see you. We feel you shaking out your stalks. Let die the old husks for new. Rejoice as the varied birds return with their abundant callings. The boating and sailing community has its own rituals. At marinas throughout the world, especially at this time in the Northern Hemisphere, sailboaters welcome the blessing of the fleet. A ceremony common and replicated in much the same way on quiet little inlets up and down the east and west coast, along the great and inland lakes, down the rivers, and here on the Middle Peninsula in Virginia at the mouth of the Rappahannock River into the Chesapeake Bay. The traditions are simple. We plan, we gather, we carry an abundance of food with us. We raise and hail our American flag, salute our heritage, then uplift our own burgie, which is a small triangular pennant for our club. Speeches begin, a spiritual blessing from a local minister, acknowledgement and thanks of our oldest members, one since 1977, and on a high note with the tradition of the tossing of our old woolen winter socks into a burning fire by replacing them on our bare feet with topsiders, docksiders, or just wear the soles of our own feet upon the new green grass and our fiberglass decks. Sailing season is upon us.
Here we go. To sailing.
With each new day in April, the wind on our faces suddenly becomes a barometer of knots. We take cloud formations as a welcomer or warning. We remind ourselves of the old sailor's proverb, red sky at night, sailor's delight, red sky at morning, sailor's warning. Our apps, NOAA, weatherbug, tides, come in Wakefield, now part of our daily swipes. But as we sit or stand here in this ritual, as the poetic verses are recited and revisited here in Deltaville at Stingray Point Marina, each particularly satisfying, especially when one takes in the thought of an entire seafaring community, in a sense, holding hands, being of one spirit, we all together commend. So our first is a shortened U.S. Navy hymn. Eternal Father, strong to save, whose arm hath bound the restless wave, who biddest the mighty ocean deep its own appointed limits keep, O hear us when we cry to thee for those in peril on the sea. O Trinity of love and power, our brethren shield in danger's hour, from rock and tempest, fire and foe, protect them wheresoever they go. Thus evermore shall rise to thee glad hymns of praise from land and sea. Our second, the Mariner's Psalm 23, originally attributed to King David of Israel, composed circa 1000 BC, some 3,500 years ago, repurposed from you'll know, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, he makes me lie down in green pastures. This particular psalm is more poignant for me, as my father was a Navy man, can't imagine his daily experiences in his young adulthood from the age of 17 or 18 through 22. And then for his entire career working at Naval Supply Systems Command Nav Sup. And his father, my grandfather, also having worked at the Navy Yard in Philly. He was a tool and die machinist. The Lord is my pilot, I shall not drift. He lighteth me across the dark waters. He keepeth my log. He guideth me by the star of holiness for his name's sake. Yea, though I sail mid the thunders and tempests of life, I shall dread no danger, for thou art near me. Thy love and thy care, they shelter me. Thou preparest a harbor for me in the homeland of eternity. Thou anointest the waves with oil. My ship rideth calmly. Surely sunlight and starlight shall favor me on the voyage I take. I will rest in the port of my God forever. You know, there are 334,000 active duty sailors and officers in the U.S. Navy. That includes enlisted and officers. The Navy is the second largest branch following the Army. And now the coup de grace, what we've all been waiting for, the blessing of the fleet. Burn your socks, my friend, the winter's done. 'Tis time for boating, crabbing, and fun. Light them on fire, yes, let them burn, a promise that warm water is soon to return. So pull up those pant legs and take off your shoes. Pull off those socks and break out the bruise. Goodbye to winter, only deck shoes we wear, though the socks we are burning leave a stink in the air. And so the tale ends, and the sock smoke shall rise. Long live our tradition, the Deltaville pride. We are now ready to eat, catch up, laugh, talk boat fixes, mechanisms, and mishaps, and meet the new days ahead. And as the cliche goes, to see fair winds and following seas. Till our next episode, please don't forget to subscribe here on Marva Sailing YouTube channel or visit our website at marvasailing.com. And if you wish, donate to this ever so humble stowaway dreamer, your Captain T-Mac, as we sail up and down the Chesapeake Bay. The bay awaits you. Hope you liked this episode. Captain T-Mac saying over and out. And be sure to get those grandchildren and your young kids involved early into sailing. Till the next time when we sail into the future.